Assam is indeed colorful and Cotton University is making it more colorful. And thank you. I have a special thanks to Cotton University for selecting Longdom Teran Dangoria to confer the degree Doctor of Literature. To become Atmanirbhar, we need entrepreneurs. Instead of creating job seekers, the universities must be able to create safe job givers. Cotton University becomes a place where the venture capitalists, the banks, other investors, they line up to buy your startups, your ideas, collaborate with you or fund your product. It should not be confined just to receive a certificate or a degree. We must look beyond that degree, beyond that certificate. What kind of startup, what kind of innovations, what kind of entrepreneurs the university can produce, we should be focused on that. Now I would like to appeal to the universities. I see the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Bhattadev University sitting in the front row. So it is an appeal to all the universities that they be connected with not only colleges but also schools. So the school clusters that we will be forming need to be connected with an university. The university faculties, you don't have to go and teach in a LP school. You don't have to go and teach in a middle English or the upper primary schools. But if the universities keep an eye on school education, things will be very different. First of all, I congratulate the Cotton University family for successfully holding the second convocation of the university and completing 122 years of service, educational service to the nation, carrying the legacy of Cotton College. Thank you all, and then I congratulate the students who have achieved their degrees, which have been conferred today in this convocation. I have a special thanks to Cotton University for selecting Longdom Teran Dangoria to confer the degree Doctor of Literature. He is indeed a great literature and a very deserving candidate. I'm so happy seeing the conferment of Doctor of Holistic Education. The university cannot function or stay in isolation of the society or in isolation of other educational institutions in a silo of university alone. It must be connected with other educational institutions. The National Education Policy talks about, gives much importance to school education, which is also very important for the universities, for the colleges. Because universities and colleges, they get their students, which if I say they are the raw materials, then they get their raw materials from the schools. If the raw material is not polished enough, it will be difficult for the universities, colleges to give better finished products. So finished products, it depends on the quality of the raw material, and the quality is produced, that raw material is produced in our schools. Very soon, we are adopting a policy of clustering our educational institutions. Every higher secondary school will be linked with all the lower level of school institutions into a cluster. Then we will connect that cluster with a college. And now I would like to appeal to the universities. I see the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Bhattadev University sitting in the front row. So it is an appeal to all the universities that they be connected with not only colleges but also schools. So the school clusters that we will be forming need to be connected with an university. The university faculties, you don't have to go and teach in a LP school. You don't have to go and teach in a middle English or the upper primary schools. But if the universities keep an eye on school education, things will be very different. The university should strive continuously so that the Cotton University becomes a place where the venture capitalists, the banks, other investors, they line up to buy your startups, your ideas, collaborate with you, or fund your projects. It should not be confined just to achieve a certificate or a degree. We must look beyond that degree, beyond that certificate. What kind of startup, what kind of innovations, what kind of entrepreneurs the university can produce, we should be focused on that. In IIT Guwahati, to participate in the Northeast Research Conclave, and there he appealed to the young students, young researchers, to focus on research activities, because it is only with research, only with innovations we can march forward. Particularly, he said the young minds are more anxious, and that is why young brains, they work better in the research field. Research we need on so many aspects, particularly the resources, the natural resources that God has given us in this part of the world. The natural resources means, not only it means the coal and oil, but it also means bamboo, it also means wood, it also means our river, it also means our water, everything. But enough research we have not been able to do yet, so we should focus on that. And particularly we should encourage the young mind. We are into a new age as of now today in terms of education, the requirement of education. And we already have this National Education Policy of 2020. Our Prime Minister, he is leading this country to make India the Vishwa Guru. So we were indeed once upon a time, thousands of years ago, we were the Vishwa Guru. We fell behind for certain regions. Now we all are making efforts to emerge as a world power, not only in terms of our economic growth, but in terms of our academic excellence as well. This trying to become Vishwa Guru is not to dominate anyone, not to invade any country, but to lead the country, the humankind, for peace, for development, for academic excellence, for spiritual development. And this we can achieve only through our exercise in our educational institutions. Educational institutions, particularly higher educational institutions, the universities, according to what I think, need to focus on three things. One is to design the employability of our courses, because after getting the degree, the person needs to get an employment, and if that employment is not forthcoming, our youths, they will get frustrated. So employability, how with the course degrees, diplomas, certificates, with the training, whatever we give them in our educational institutions, how they will get employment. That needs to be focused. The universities need to work again and again and again on that, and see that the students who pass out from the university, they get a dignified employment. Number two, we are trying to become the Vishwa Guru. How can we become Vishwa Guru if we remain dependent on other countries? So that is why the Atmanirbhar movement is being started. And to become Atmanirbhar, we need entrepreneurs. Instead of creating job seekers, the universities must be able to create safe job givers. So entrepreneurs are the job givers. So how many entrepreneurs we can create? The universities should focus on creating job givers.